Hey, I'm Karzan and welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here because today what we're going to be doing is a rider warm-up that you can do at the barn, at the stables before you ride your horse. And all of these warm-up exercises and stretches are going to be done standing up, so you don't have to worry about getting on the floor, getting your breeches dirty, getting your clothes dirty. Everything's going to be done standing up, and I can't wait to get started. So let's get started with some squats to start with. So we're going to come with a fairly narrow stance, and what we're going to do is have our feet hip width apart, and we're just going to get the body moving. And if you're first thing in the morning, you might be feeling a little bit stiff, you can move your hands around just to create some movement. It doesn't really matter what you do. Okay, so now what we're going to be doing is some reverse lunges. So we're going to come back and we're just going to come back here. So stepping backwards, making sure that we're nice and stable through our body, through our core. If you wanted to use your hands to help you, you can. So we're just going to focus on one leg to start with. And then what we're going to come and do is focusing on the same leg that we've just done. We're just going to do some leg swings. Just really starting to loosen up through the hip socket, getting the legs nice and active. You can swing them side to side. You can go front and back. You can even circle your legs if you want to. It doesn't matter if you lose your balance, just come back to the place. Okay, next up, we're going to do the reverse lunges again, but this time focusing on our opposite leg. So just coming here and just stepping back. Good. And if you want to use your hands just to create more movement through your body. And it doesn't matter if your knee ends up touching the ground for some stability, that's absolutely fine. Let's do one more there. And then what we're going to do is come back into our swings for our right leg or the opposite leg, whichever one that needs doing next. So just front and back, and go side to side. Oh, that feels good. I need some more of that. Some circles. And we will get to our ankles as well at some point in this session. Okay, so we've done some reverse lunges. Next up, what we're going to be doing is some forward lunges. So just come to the back of your mat and we're just going to step forward and then lift our leg up as well. And what we can do is we can balance forward. So we'll just do that a couple of times. If you find that that's too challenging, it doesn't matter, just come to a straight front lunge. Bring both feet together, hip width apart. If you feel like you're up for a challenge, you can also lift that leg up as well. So we just do that once more, and if you wanted to, you can also bring your hands into it. And we're just going to get ready. We're now going to just do the other leg. So we're just going to come here, and you can really feel our heart rate's coming up. Our breathing is starting to increase as well. And we're just going to do that a couple of times. If you're doing this in the barn, I bet your horse is probably watching you. But it's going to be good. It's going to make for a really good ride. So this time what we're going to do is come to a slightly wider squat, so more like a sumo squat. And again, let's just come back into that squat position, really mobilizing the legs, the back, the spine, our core. If you wanted to stretch out overhead, we can do that as well. Really, anything goes. Do whatever feels good for your body. If it feels good, it probably is good. Let's go one more there. Okay. So now what we're going to do is just come and work this back a little bit more. So let's just rotate through the spine. Just here. So our thoracic twists. To hold the stretch, do a little pulse at the end, you can do. Just let those arms and those shoulders start to relax and loosen up as well. So let's just stick with the back and the core area. What we're going to do now is just a little bit of a side stretch. So we can just come and do it a couple of times this side. Just really getting a stretch through the side of our body. And then coming over here. A couple more this side. Like so. I hope you're feeling good, because I am. So next up, let's come to our shoulders. We're just going to create some movement and some space in these shoulders. Rotating and rolling your shoulders backwards, rolling them forwards. If you've had a shoulder injury, if you've had a bit of a fall, take your time, do what feels comfortable for you. If you need to do one at a time, that's also fine. Good. And once we've got our shoulders warmed up, what we're going to do is just come into some bigger arm movements as well. So I'm doing both hands, both arms. You can do one at a time. Really getting into that joint. Going forward and backwards. To the other side, make sure we're doing both sides equally. Maybe a little bit of a stretch front and back as well. And let's not forget our wrists. So let's give our wrists some attention. When we're riding, sometimes we can become really stiff in the hands. Let's just loosen up our wrists. Especially if we've been working at a desk all day. Sometimes we get really sore and cramp in our wrists from typing at the keyboard. Just loosen those off. And really just get moving. Get moving with your body. There is no right or wrong. Next up, what we're going to do is just going to do some ragdolls. So just extending your arms out to the side and just coming down. We can just stay down here if that feels good for you. We can take a bind. If you need a bit of a bend in your knees, that's absolutely fine. You could just take a bind here. You just really want to create that space in your hamstring. Ready, and you might need to focus on that a little bit longer, especially if you feel feel particularly tight, but these are great. So next, let's just come to our neck. We'll just give our neck a bit of a roll, rolling out side to side, rolling out in circles, just starting to create some heat in those neck muscles, just loosening them off so that we're able to turn our horses, so that we're able to look where we're going. And now let's just come back to our hamstrings. So what I really like is if you just have a straight leg and then a leg with a bend in the knee, what you can do is just really feel that stretch there. We can open up the hands, we can make it more dynamic if we want to. So I'm getting a really great stretch through my right hamstring. I'll just show you here with my left side. Just really open up like so. Just get that stretch there, and you can shift weight. You can even alternate your stretches depending on what feels good for you. And lastly, let's just come into our ankles. So let's just give our ankles a bit of a roll. They're going to be taking a lot of the work and the strain when we're riding. We want those ankles to be nice and soft and flexible. It's going to really help our trot work and our canter. Coming in one direction, coming in the other direction. Just loosening everything off. And then just give everything a bit of a shake. Make sure that you're nice and relaxed, feeling good. Check your shoulders, check your neck. Does it feel good? Does there feel any tightness? Check your back. Come back to your legs as well. Are you feeling a little bit more warmed up, more mobile? And if everything feels good, you're good to go. Thank you so much.